I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Courtside Soundoff podcast. Once again, I'm Josh Evanoff. As always, welcome by the one and only man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, future Jiu-Jitsu world champion, Angel Ortega. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this week, and by a lot, I mean not honestly a whole lot, but I mean we have enough to probably fill an hour. Before we break into all the action, we are brought to you by two fantastic sponsors of the show, Rogue Energy and ELYXR. Rogue Energy, they get me to the finish line, whether I'm at work, doing this show, or doing anything else. They can help you get there as well with code SOUNDOFF at checkout. All caps, code SOUNDOFF. Meanwhile, ELYXR, they're going to get you really high with their Delta 8 products. Once again, code SOUNDOFF. Do it from the safety of your own home. Have some fun. Boot up some video games. Just chill out. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, have you played anything recently or consumed Delta 8 to play a game?
See, I'm happy you brought that up. I've actually been going back through. They dropped the next gen update for Fallout 4. They dropped some new quests. They dropped.
Oh, so that's what a lot of people have been playing.
A lot of that, and the TV show dropped, which the
so
TV
it's kind
show
of revived your love for the
it's
game.
revived my interest.
You know what they just dropped on PC that I've thought about playing? Ghost of Tsushima.
I've heard very good things about that.
I've thought about playing it. It looks beautiful for one.
Well, you know what I'm all about right now? So they announced EA Sports College Football 25. And I'm not normally a guy who gets hyped about sports games. But for you, unaware, Angel, they've not had a college football game
in years.
2013 was the last game. So they finally got the rights. They're finally making it.
What you said? What year again?
2013.
What was your team at the time that you liked using in that game?
So there's a couple different ways to play college football games, and people have their way. They like to go for their favorite school, or they want to take a mid-level school. I'm a guy who takes the dumpster fire teams of college, so I took the New Mexico State Aggies, and I took them to the whole. They won the chip.
Did you ever play? Was there online? Could you play online?
You could play online.
And what team would you use online?
If I'm trying to be good and I'm trying to win, I take Oklahoma because I'm from Oklahoma, and they're a
their
college
team at the time was good.
Yeah, nowadays they're not as good, but they're still ranked.
How would you feel about like an NCAA basketball game? You think that'd be good?
I think they got to bring it back. They haven't had one of those in even longer. I think 2009 was the last basketball.
Fuck, I wonder what damn, what was the draft class for that year?
I don't even know, dude. I literally don't even know.
I'm trying to think. College basketball 2009. I'm trying to think who were even the guys at that time.
Yeah,
probably some I'm assuming some college ballers. Probably I'm not gonna probably.
I don't even know who would be. Blake Griffin was, just for the record, Blake Griffin on the cover.
Oh, I mean,
just to show you the time. Yeah,
recently retired Blake Griffin.
Yeah, shout out Blake Griffin. Now he's moving on to comedy.
Really?
Yeah, he's done a lot of stand up.
He has a good sense of humor.
He's a very funny guy. I love me some Blake Griffin.
Does it show any of the other players?
No, it does not.
I think if you won't go back a page, we saw some of the guys.
So, okay, so these are cover athletes. So Kevin Love was 2000.
The year before.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah. So you could just kind of
Raymond Felton. Emma Okafor.
The 2009 draft class, Angel. Here we go. These are early entrants.
And granted, this isn't even including the good college players too that might have been in the game. They were killers.
Okay.
Oh, dude, James Harden in there?
Hashim Thabit? James Harden? Tyreek Evans?
Ricky Rubio?
Steph Curry?
Well, Ricky Rubio wasn't in there because he was overseas.
DeRozan, Jrue Holiday, Jeff Teague. Is it Taj Gibson? Remember Taj Gibson? There's some good guys on here.
Cunningham.
Pat Bev. Danny Green. Taylor Griffin.
Dude, I bet it'd be fun to go back and play this game just because of some of these names in here.
Patty Mills.
Yeah.
God. Anyways, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. Good times. I'm excited for that. For the college football game to drop.
When's the release?
July 19th, I think. I'm gonna request off of work. I'm gonna do the whole fucking thing,
See, for me, the Destiny, the big Destiny DLC is dropping in a week or two too. So I'm excited about that. Okay. Definitely gonna take up a fair bit of my game time.
Yeah, I still gotta finish Baldur's Gate. I every day I probably boot up Baldur's Gate for 10 minutes. I'm just like, I just can't get. I'm weird with video games. You know what I mean? Like if I like lose interest, it's so hard for me to get back.
Oh,
into it.
also another thing, since we're a combat sports podcast.
Yeah,
you know,
go ahead. Before we break into the recap.
Undisputed. You gonna get it for the console?
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, they announced that's releasing in October. I want to say.
Oh wow, what a wait!
Yeah. I'm getting a day one,
and they just had an update not too long ago.
See, I see people shit on it all the time,
but it's fun.
Yeah, like
it's not perfect, but I like it.
It's not I feel like people just kind of build up their standards too much because like it's like a indie dev team of like 30 people,
and they killed it.
Yeah, like they've had a lot of time, but they're also a very small studio. And like
I think my big thing right now
it's
is
not going to be Fight Night Champion. Like that's just not going to be it.
Yeah, I mean, but I think my big thing too is they need to get more boxers in there, more athletes. They got a decent roster, but I mean, at the same time, it's so hard to get these rights and all these names and all these guys in there. But I really hope they can get more guys and gals in there because they got a women's division as well, which is cool. By the way, is that a first for boxing games having the women's division?
I believe so. Yeah,
I mean, that's itself right there, historic.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for Undisputed. I think it's insane that we haven't had a boxing game in 13 years, 12 years.
But I mean, it just goes to show the state of boxing right now, though. What a dub, right?
And now it's coming back. Well, I saw Turkey LL Sheik. He was like, I want the boxing video game. It's been a long time. And I'm like, dude, hey, this fucking guy.
Yeah, I think the thing is they need to
like
get some backing from the studio if they want to take the game to the next level.
Well, the rumor for a long time has been that EA's been working on a Fight Night 5 for like a couple of years now, but there's never been.
It's like, dude, where's it at?
Exactly. Just taking their sweet ass time, like GTA, GTA 6.
Dude, that's coming out next year.
I was so angry when they announced it because I was like, are you 2025?
I have to wait one more year.
I have to wait. And basically, it's almost 2 years because they released that trailer like January of this year. And they're like, yeah, it's coming out in November of 2025. I was like, motherfucker.
Dude, I might not even make it to that day.
Exactly, dude. Hey, like who knows? Things are tough out here, So anyways, look, there was a UFC card last weekend.
I was gonna say, Josh, whoa. We're recording this the same week?
Exactly.
Did we travel back in time?
No. This card, man. There were some highlights. I gotta be honest with you guys. Did not see it live. Completely forgot it was happening. It was one of those nights, This card, to be fair, I barely saw anybody talking about it on Fight Night 2, which didn't help.
By the way, you also did pick Edson Barbosa, who got 50-45 in one of these.
He looked, he had the 2-fight winning streak heading into this one. He looked old on Fight Night. I thought for sure Lerone Murphy could beat him. Like I think I said last week, it was like a toss up for me. But like, I did not expect Edson to age that fast overnight. Like, what did you make about him, man? It was
heartbreaking. I mean, they need to. I think it's after this, there has to be an adjustment in matchmaking. He took a lot of damage in that fight. But I mean, as far as Lerone Murphy, that was a good W, man. He looked good.
Yeah, man. I mean, a guy we've talked about for a while as far as like having potential. Now ranked number 11. By far the biggest win of his career.
Undefeated, finally made his state debut. Like, I mean, look, it was in front of a UFC Apex crowd, but
which is basically like 15 people, and
that's like us playing a concert at our local bar.
Exactly. Basically.
We actually might get more viewers at a local bar.
Dude, it's just so depressing because like we saw Bellator. We'll talk about Bellator later, but like they had that packed crowd, the Accord Arena, France.
Victor Wembanyama in the crowd.
And then like it's like this is supposed to be like the number 2 company, and then it's like you go to the UFC and they're like, yeah, and people just don't give a fuck. It's like it's crazy. Dana's like, hey, we got to get out of the Apex. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
By the way, now that we're looking at the ranking, Edson Barbosa relegated to 15, still holding a spot on the rankings.
Still holding a spot,
but I'm sure they'll try to push someone through though.
Yeah. Who do you want to see Lerone Murphy fight next, man? I feel like they got to add him to UFC 304. It's the only thing that makes sense.
I'd say Emmett, or yeah, I think Emmett makes the most sense. I don't think they'll do Cater. Giga is a possible option.
Yeah, I'd say Giga or Emmett.
Yeah, I think this does make. I don't think they do an Arnold Allen fight. I don't even know if those guys. Well, who knows if they are cool or have beef. I don't know if they have any sort of connection.
I feel like they'll probably give Allen somebody else,
I think Arnold Allen's gonna probably end up fighting Aljamain Sterling. I'm not gonna lie to you.
For the sake of Arnold Allen, I don't want to see that fight.
That or Alja's gonna end up fighting T City.
I could see that.
Why don't they just do T City in the Sphere, dude? They can make that card huge.
I really don't know where they're gonna go with that one because you see a lot of different people that want to headline it. Sean O'Malley said he didn't want to I was surprised to see that he came out and was like, no, fuck that. I don't want to headline that card. I mean, he said that about every single fight card recently. He's like, I don't want to fight outside of the US. I'm not going to fight in the UK. I don't want to fight in Brazil. I don't want to fight in this place or that place. I want to fight in Spain. Even though he pitched the Spain idea about fighting Ilya. And then he was like, yeah, I'm also not going to fight in Vegas. I don't want to fight in Spirit. It's like, where the fuck are you going to fight Sean O'Malley?
Montana.
that's he's playing the long game. He went to UFC Montana. No, but yeah, man. I mean, good for Lerone Murphy. Solid win by him. Man, Barboza, like you said, they got to adjust the matchmaking at this point. I mean, because even though he
can still be used. Fun, you know.
Yeah, and he can fight at 145, 155. He's just a fun guy. Man.
Also, he's a lot of like fighters' favorite fighter,
and deservedly so. I mean, he's very entertaining. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him.
Down to the co-main event, man. Chaos Williams getting Carlson Harris out of there inside of a round.
This one broke my heart, but this was a homer pick out of me.
Yeah, this one was tough to see, man.
I mean, Chaos Williams did what the Mavericks did to Oklahoma City Thunder. Oh man, Josh is like, I hate you.
Look, that should not have been a fucking foul in the last second of the game.
By the way, I haven't watched it.
If that was any other fucking team, it'd still be talked about because it's OKC. Nobody gave a fuck. It was a controversial foul that ended our fucking season. Nobody cared. Nobody gave a fuck. Wasn't talked about whatsoever. But go ahead. If it was the Lakers, they'd still be fucking talking about it.
You're not wrong. Well, that's
or the Knicks. Oh my god, if it was the Knicks or the Lakers, it'd still be a fucking issue. Just saying.
Well, they got LeBron, so you know that's the only reason people would talk about it.
I know. Or Golden State, or one of the legacy teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because it was OKC, nobody talked about it.
Regardless, kind of bring it back to fighting. Yeah, Chaos Williams blasted my boy Carlson Harris. Heartbreaking defeat. This one hurt me. I can't deny it. It hurt me.
Yeah, and for Chaos Williams, man, I mean, that's 4 wins in his last 5. For Carlson Harris, this is not it for him, but man, at 36 to take up a loss like that, about to be 37 in 2 months, that's rough.
But I mean, I think he's what, 4-2 in the UFC?
Oh yeah, I mean that's only his second career loss. He won 2 heading into it.
Yeah,
great. He's still a good guy, still a good record. But
and his 2 losses are Chaos Williams and Shavkat Rakhmonov. Not a bad No, obviously you don't want to lose, but it's like
if you're gonna lose,
he's not losing to. I mean, to I guess the lower end of welterweight.
He's not losing to Ramiz Bramaj.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just not to dunk on him, but
But yeah, lost to Themba Grim. Is it Grimbo?
Yeah, I think so. Greenbow.
I can't see the name fully from here.
Yeah,
but he came back. We talked about him last week, and he out of all his fight, not the most entertaining one, but he came out and got the W, which I can respect that. And essentially controlled Ramiz Bramaj for the entirety of 3 rounds in 30-27. This man.
Yeah, a very solid win by him. I mean, Themba came in, lost a debut, but he has a great story, and you can kind of tell. I don't want to say they're giving him tune-ups, but they're giving him guys who they know he can be.
They're trying to build him up
with. Yeah, because he does have a good story, and The Rock has a friendship with him, so I get why. But yeah, good to see him win. Man, you love seeing Adrian Yanez come back here.
At the same time, though, Josh, she did beat Vinicius Salvador.
Look, a win's a win's a win's a win.
You're not wrong. Giannis needed this. At the same time, though, the issue is I believe Giannis is still ranked, right?
Yeah.
On the lower end. And there were some deficiencies in the game.
He's actually currently unranked.
He's really unranked. He was formerly ranked.
He was ranked, correct. But now currently unranked. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure, dude. The Giannis hype is so big. I don't know if he'll ever get back to it. I mean, I'm sure he can barely be like a lower end 135er. I mean, obviously, I'm not trying to be pessimistic here or anything. How old is Giannis? 29, 28? Somewhere around there?
He's still in his 20s, I believe.
Is he just
he just turned 30.
Just turned 30, a fresh 30 at bantamweight. I mean,
I'm happy to see they gave him a tune-up, though.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what they had.
It's very rare to give somebody. It seems like it's pretty rare.
I mean, dude, his 2 losses were bad, though.
He did get
and against ranked opponents.
Really fucked up.
Jonathan Martinez just leg kick finish.
Yeah, and Rob Font. I mean, he landed some big ones.
He wasn't bad.
The
Rob. I mean, he was competitive. Had some moments in a Rob Font fight.
He just got caught.
But dude, even I going into that fight, I admitted, I'm like, dude, Rob Font could get Adrian Yanez out of here. And look at what happened. He did.
Yeah, he did.
I picked Yanez at that. I think that was a pay per view.
Yeah, it was a pay per view. Yeah, but man, look, I'm just happy to see him get back here. Get a big knockout win. He went over to, I believe, was it Sean Shelby or Hunter? I can't remember. Regardless, he went over to one of the UFC officials. Just like, I'm sorry for 2023. It won't happen again. And I'm like,
what a guy.
What a guy. Let's fucking see it, bro.
He's just a guy, though. He's a fun guy. How can you not like the guy?
Also on the main card, Angela Hill defeating Luana Pinheiro. Love me some Angela Overkill Hill. Hopefully she can get a fight outside.
She call out? She called out like a pretty decent name.
I can't think of who it is though. But
she called out Jessica Andrade.
Andrade, which, you know what's funny is I've pitched that fight whenever we were talking about women's BMF. I was like, they should book that rematch.
I think I shut it down initially.
Yeah, you shut it down because you're like, he'll lose us too much. But I'm like, look, man,
she's down to fight.
she'll fight anybody. I can't think of a bigger BMF. You know what I mean? So, she'll
Wait.
fight anybody between 115 to 125. So
I will say my highlight fighter of the week though, Josh.
yeah,
Umar Sy.
God damn, he looked good. Yeah,
Look, French guy, showed a ground game. Only speaks French, no English. By the way, first time we've seen the French translator come out.
I know it's pretty surprising. You know,
I mean, they might have had one when they went to France. I could be wrong.
bonjour. You know,
But he was a fun guy and a light heavyweight. And dude, I mean, we talk about this about light heavyweight all the time. It really, if you get a few men, you'll get there to the rankings. I mean, Vitor Petrino.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Jesus. It's the bottom half of 205.
They debuted in 2020 or 2019 or 2022, some crazy shit like that. And fought on a UFC pay-per-view against Anthony Smith. Like it could be quick.
Shows you the levels, right?
Yeah. Or at least the state of the heavier weight classes.
Dude, we gotta go and say it. A first happened on UFC Vegas 92. Melissa Gatto winning by the titty punch against Tamriz Vidal in the third round. She actually landed.
I actually didn't even see this shit.
You didn't see this?
No.
She punched her straight in the titty in that one. Although, to be fair, she landed this throughout the fight. She landed like 3 of these to the chest. Like, she was punching to the chest. And I'm like, yo, I've never seen that. And it worked. Shout out Melissa Gatto, dude. I mean, young, doesn't have a great resume.
Needed that win, too.
Needed that one. I mean, look, dude, hey, as much as we like to joke about it, it was a UFC first. Literally never happened before. And she was going for it throughout the fight.
I mean, we saw Andre Petroski knock himself out with...
It's been a weird year.
With the hip.
It's been a weird year for MMA.
I feel like we had another weird one not too long ago.
Oh my god, I know we did.
The bite. We had the bite this year too.
Oh my god, you're right. Yeah, that guy. Oh my god, dude, there's something about some of these cards, man. Something in the air, Oh my god, and not even UC related, but the fucking Duwambe getting glass in his foot. Just like what the fuck, and losing by TKO. Because Baki called for a timeout and Mark Goddard was like, no, and then fucking stopped the fight. Jesus. Yeah, Mark Goddard, man, really one of the most up and down referees in MMA. But regardless,
he's probably become the most hated referee in recent times.
And he's not even all bad. It's just he's so up and down. He'll make like such a great call, and then he'll make one of the most baffling decisions I've ever seen. Like he'll let a guy I think like even the week before the Duwambe thing, like we saw a guy almost get murdered on a UFC broadcast. I can't remember which stoppage it was, but it was Goddard. It was super late. And then the week later, he's in France, huge fight. And he's like, he's got something in his foot. I got something in my foot. All right. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, Mark? What are you doing? Anyways, UC Vegas 92. Abus Magomedov, future champion, picking up a win over Warley Alves. Man, is that it for Warley Alves?
Could be.
I mean, at the age of 30, was that 33?
Fuck, not even that old.
I know.
He's been around forever, though.
I mean, he's been around since 2014. He's been in UFC for a decade now. So
yeah, that's a long career.
4 in a row, though. It's tough. It's gonna be tough. We'll see, though. Ariane Carnelosi, who that's one juice Brazilian girl. She's won by DQ. Pierre Rodriguez landed a couple headbutts on the ground. Pierre Rodriguez calling her out afterwards. She's like,
unfortunate way to go out, by the way.
Yeah, sucks to see. Altang Haley picking up a win over Clayton Rodriguez. That was all right. And then Vanessa beating Diamopoulos, continuing her streak of jumping into the arms of UC announcers. This week it was Paul Felder.
By the way, another split decision too, I believe.
Yeah, most of her, not even most, but a split of Virginia Fry. She's had a couple splits in UC. I had higher hopes for Emily Ducote's UC run, and she hasn't been bad.
She's one of the girls who hyped too, right?
Yeah. She's former Invicta girl, former Bellator title challenger. She doesn't look bad. I mean, she beat Jessica Benet, beat Ashley Yoder, but she's kind of struggled.
But the UFC run has not been it.
No, OKC veteran, not OKC veteran. OKC, I guess it would be native. Yeah, Bellator veteran, has a lot of stuff on her side.
Invicta veteran.
Yeah, former Invicta champion actually. So it's just been tough. But
I mean, that's what led her into the UFC, right?
Yeah, correct. She knocked the shit out of Ashley. Zappatella, who I had high hopes for, Alicia Zappatella, and then never fought again. So,
which is weird, right?
I'm not going to get into there's stuff I know about that. I'm not going to get into the drama side of it.
Wait, really? You had to tell me afterwards.
I mean,
How do you know?
It's
Just out of
not
curiosity.
just by following her on social media. It's not as interesting as you would think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, is
But-
my girl Hope Chase still competing out there?
Is
that her name?
I'm so happy you brought that up. Hope Chase. I love Hope Chase. We gotta get Hope Chase on the show. I don't give a fuck. The most entertaining women's.
Do you think we could?
Probably. We could. We'll see.
Has she been active? Can you look that up, bro?
So that's what I was gonna bring up. She fought on an LFA show.
Yes,
earlier this month, and she lost by decision.
Pain.
I know. I love Hurricane.
It's been
Hope
forever
Chase.
since she had competed too, right?
Yeah, she was ending like a 3-year layoff or something.
Fuck, dude. COVID really fucked everything
4
up.
years. 4-year layoff. She lost by decision in LFA 177.
Yeah, broke my
So-
heart when she lost to Tanisha Tended on that glorious night in March.
Man, I love me some Hope Chase though.
Met Max Holloway that day too. Man.
Hurricane Hope Chase is one of the most entertaining women in MMA. Period. Because she's just a little psycho, isn't
But wait,
she?
what happened
bro?
to Tanisha Tennant? That was someone they could have signed to the UFC and they just didn't.
Well, I mean, she got robbed by fucking Danielle Wolf, and then she was fighting up like several weight classes too.
34 now. Damn.
So she fought in Invicta,
Had a
lost.
That was last year, the start of the year.
Yeah, that Danielle Wolf fight, dude. She was fighting up like 3 weight classes. She only fights at like 125.
I mean, and look, I don't know. I don't know if Tanisha Tennant was necessarily UFC ready. At the same time, they get a bunch of girls who weren't. But Tanisha had hands, bro.
Yeah, that was a bad call by them.
Her hands are good.
It was a bad call. She's still had potential. Hate to see it, man. But look, man, that UFC card, it happened. Any closing thoughts on it?
I mean, it's sad, but we repeated it almost every week now. It was a UFC Apex card.
Yeah,
I will say their next I don't know if it's this one or the one after it. As far I'm talking Apex cards, like looking past pay-per-views. One of them looks really good. This is the flyweight one. It's the one with Alex Perez on it.
Oh, that one is good.
That whole card looks good. I feel like that could be UFC. Dude, honestly, we might have to make this award UFC Apex card of the year at this point.
I feel like, I mean, dude, it's so weird to rate them because it's like they're not even canon. You know what I mean? They're not canon events. Like if you didn't,
Yeah, it's not this one. It's the one.
it's Alex Perez, Tatsuro Tar, June 15th, Andre Muniz, Ikram Asalakirov, Douglas Silva, Andrade, Miles Johns, Jimmy Flicks, Nate Mann is a low key banger.
Brady Heisen versus
Joshua
Gary
Van,
Garfield.
Tagira Ulan Beketov.
Dude, it's actually a stacked fight night. Granted, though, this is a hardcore.
Oh,
fight night.
and Josephine
Kickboxer, right?
Yeah, former K1 champion, making the jump over here. 7-0, fought on the Contender Series twice. It's a good card. It's a good card for an Apex card. That's the issue.
Yeah.
So,
But even if that, dude, no joke though. Like if that was outside of the UFC, maybe getting a no hate to Alex Perez, but maybe a better main event.
yeah,
Solid ass fucking card.
I agree with you, and I think that's exactly it, man. Like, I just don't get it. I just don't fucking get it because the UFC name.
To be honest, you
Draws
remove one of those
anything.
guys. Like you remove one of the guys who's lesser known on that. Throw in like a big name at the main event. You could put that shit in any state and it fills.
They could. I agree with you, especially. And here's the thing: is like I just don't get it. I just. It's like if they're gonna do like these shows that are smaller, like hey, we gotta put them in the Apex. You could just go across the street and put up a show and like, 'cause there's 17,000 different fucking hotel casinos in Vegas. Like they did that one show I want to say at the not MGM Grand.
during the COVID era. right?
Yeah, not during the COVID era. It was Peter Yan against Marab. They did it like
Which was
like the Rio, I think.
which was so fucking random. Why did they end up doing that?
Because they wanted to have Power Slap that night.
Oh yeah, you're fucking right.
So they indirectly did the best thing imaginable, and they gave those guys a crowd, and it was a really small show at a Vegas casino. Let me just double check. I'm curious which one it was. It was the Theater at Virgin Hotels, because like that's all these
4,500 people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's at least
and
that's a
all
crowd.
and that's pretty much like most of these. And I've learned a lot because I've been kind of looking into a Vegas trip over the next year or two. I've been looking, and like they all have this. They all have a little arena.
Yeah,
the vast majority.
I know
So
that.
it's like
because they have shows, they have stuff. They're always going on.
exactly. So it's just like, why would you rather?
Who's in the undercard of that? Can you go back? I'm just really
Yeah,
curious.
for sure. Volkov, Romanov, Krylov, Span,
Holy shit, they had Volkov,
Martinez, Nurmagomedov,
Sidon.
Guido Canetti.
God, fuck that guy. He fucked up my parlay. My biggest parlay ever. That guy fucked up.
Was it him against oh my god.
Click it. We'll see it. He knocked the guy out in the first round. It might have been Moutinho. I could be wrong.
No, he knocked out Moutinho and
Was it Chad and Gallagher?
He submitted Randy Costa. Are you sure it's not this one? Randy Costa? Costa was a big favorite going into that fight. He fucked up my parlay with that one.
I can't remember. No, because he knocked a guy out. So it might have been Moutinho.
It had to have been Moutinho then. He was a huge underdog for both those fights because he's like 43 and 44 and a fucking bantamweight.
Can you click on that Santos on collab card so I can remember who I picked? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
God. Dude, yeah, I remember I went crazy. Yeah, this was the one. I went crazy on the picture this night.
Miranda Maverick was on that one.
Dude, one of the biggest L's I ever took in my life here. And he opened up the card, right? I think.
It was the second fight.
Yeah. Second fight, parlay destroyed. Yeah. Guido Canetti. Never fucking forgave that guy.
Yeah, I love Guido Canetti.
Or check if it was a Cody Durden. It might have been wrong. It might have been the one where he beat Cody Durden. I just remember it was very early on in the card.
Randy Costa opened up the card.
Dude, this might have been it right here.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it was this one. Fuck me, dude.
This is a low-key fun card, too. There's
Dude,
another one.
Davis, Borshev, underrated. Banger fight if you go back and rewatch it. If I remember right. I could be wrong. I thought it was. Dude, Don Shanus. Oh my God. That fucking name.
The Don. Oh my God. I forgot about Don. South Africa's finest. Not Dricus Duplessis. Don Shanus.
Is that him? Is he from South Africa?
I believe he's from like his family or some shit. I remember seeing that he was South African, like adjacent related. Dude, this fucking guy got 2 fights and got cut. That's so rare to see.
I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Anyways, man, you ready to go ahead and move on to some other recaps?
Yes, sir.
Well, last Saturday night finally happened. Boxing finally has its first undisputed heavyweight champion in over 2 decades. Oleksandr Usyk, the cat out of Ukraine. Oh my God. Defeats Tyson Fury by split decision. Look, dude.
Did you say Oleksandr Usyk? I think you meant Igor Vorvechin.
Yeah, you're right. Igor Vorvechin. It's a joke because apparently Usyk's going to be playing Igor in the Smashing Machine starring The Rock and directed by
God, we hope, right?
Yeah. Regardless, though, Oleksandr Usyk defeats Tyson Fury by split decision. Look, dude, this fight more than it's rare to see a boxing match more than live up to the hype. Like typically it feels like when you have like a big one recently, like it becomes either lopsided or the fight just kind of sucks. I mean, historically you can think about Floyd Manning kind of sucked. You know what I mean? Floyd Connor was lopsided, which anybody who knew shit about combat like expected. You know what I mean? And then other fights have just been kind of lopsided, even if they're hyped up like Crawford. This was back and forth for nearly all 12 rounds. But in round 9, Usyk turned to the tide. The fight was very competitive. Usyk landed a picture-perfect left hand that put Fury on ice, man. And he got out of the round to be a very controversial referee, calling the knockdown when he did. I know a lot of people were very unhappy about that. They're like, why didn't you call it sooner? Or why did you call it at that particular time? Whatever. Because if you're going to call it, why would you wait until like the 4th time
By
he
the way,
bounces off?
Fury in his career has had like the equivalent of like NBA like calls in boxing. Josh, the Deontay Wilder knockdown
From the first fight?
from the first
Yep.
fight. The Otto Wallin cut. And now this. I don't know if there's more.
The Ngannou elbow, winning the Ngannou fight.
Yeah.
Period by decision.
Oh,
was
well,
controversial.
You're gonna trigger some people with that one.
Well, yeah, because people are like, "Oh, you don't know shit about boxing. You know, didn't you know Tyson Fury thought it was an exhibition or something?" I don't know. But people, I've never they can't. You can't defend that. I'm sorry. It's just you almost lose an MMA fighter. Like, bro, he wasn't trying. It's like, dude, that fight was set.
You
for
know what's
2
crazy?
months before the fight.
I don't even know if we talked, but like I think we talked about it privately. We never talked about publicly.
Okay.
But the amount of boxing stands and boxing people to discredit the fuck out of that, it's like, dude, your guys' lineal heavyweight champion got knocked out by a guy who was 0-0 in boxing, no amateur experience, no Olympic background, no world game background, nothing, not even fucking Golden Glove background.
No, he
knocked down the champion of the world.
Yeah,
dude, that is fucking really fucking excusable. I think.
I agree. But people excused it. They're like, Fury wasn't in.
He didn't take it serious. But dude, like,
that's still.
Could you imagine if the equivalent of that happened, like
in MMA?
Let's say like DC was still champ, right? And fucking just like for time like line purpose, let's just say it was like Klitschko, like Strikeforce area DC, right?
Yeah.
I know the weight's there a little off. Let's just say it's heavyweight.
Yeah, why not?
You're telling me that if Klitschko came in there and double leg DC, we wouldn't be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, that is the equivalent of that.
Look, it's Ngannou was one scorecard away from the greatest win in combat sports history. I've always said that. I mean, if you look about it on paper, undefeated boxing champion who people were saying like stylistically Fury might be the greatest of all time just because of his style and his speed and the height and all that. Now, granted, he wasn't. I was never somebody on board with that idea, but some people were saying
he was very good, though.
Some people were saying
he is very good.
He is still very good. But look, I knew coming out of that Ngannou fight, I'm like, I don't care what you say. I don't care if you're like, he lost all this weight or he's taking it serious now, guys. It's like he is at that point in his career where there's only so much you can get back by getting back into shape. Because all the weight fluctuation, all the years of not taking fighting seriously, all the drug abuse and all that stuff, it does take its toll over time. And at 35 now, it looked like for a couple rounds, you're like, okay, yeah, that's Fury out there. He's got this. He's looking great, but he couldn't stay perfect for 12. And once Usyk landed that shot in the 9th, that put him on skates, and he couldn't get back. And I mean, I don't know how somebody scored that fight for Fury. I mean, did you score the fight for Fury?
No.
Yeah. I mean, I've only seen like Fury nut huggers and one judge in Saudi Arabia who thought he won. I mean, look, dude, what did you think about the 9th round particularly? That was very controversial. A lot of people thought it should have been stopped. And the situation in which it got stopped for the knockdown was kind of weird because it's like you waited until there was 10 seconds left. And
I mean,
it's kind of weird.
The way I think about it, though, it is a championship fight.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about and also rules of boxing are weird. It's ref to ref. You know what I mean? It's all like every guy's gonna do everything a little differently. But I'm also like a fan that they do let it go. You know, you have to. For that kind of moment, you have to. And no matter what, Usyk steps away winning that round by a wide margin.
Exactly. 10-8.
Not even close. And also, it's like, guys, the guy's still compromised going into the second round.
Exactly.
Especially in boxing. Boxing guys, I feel like for the most part, can capitalize on a hurt guy going into the following round.
Yeah.
I feel like in MMA, we don't see that as much. If a guy gets hurt, they actually kind of rebuttal pretty well in the following round.
Yeah. Well, for me, it was just kind of, I had no issue with him letting it go. In fact, I thought that was a perfect thing to do. I thought the referee, can't remember what his name is, guy from Minnesota or something.
Dude, it was what's his name? The guy who reffed KSI and Logan. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's
I'm blanking on his name too.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but he had a couple other big fights over the last few years where he's reffed, and he's been. I actually thought he was pretty good on Saturday. A lot of people were like worried that he was gonna let Fury kind of like do whatever he wanted in the clinch, but now he broke him up pretty quickly. If granted, Usyk also helped too by getting out of most of those clinches too. But
hey, well played to him, right?
Yeah, but I thought the referee did a good job. My issue was not him not stopping the fight. I thought you have to let that go. It's the guy who technically wasn't. The guy didn't even hit the mat.
Also,
you know what I mean?
if you see some of the footage, Josh,
yeah,
and I don't think people saw it. There's one shot that I saw where he's on skates, but he's on the rope, and you see Usyk throwing, but he still has head movement.
Yeah,
like he's actually like the punches are going, like he's still evading, still active defense. Like I think he's definitely compromised, but he's still react. Like it has to. I'm assuming it has to be fucking natural instinct at that point. But you see, there's still head movement. I wish we could find a clip of that. I don't know if I can find.
I know the exact sequence you're talking about. Whenever he's up against the ropes, whenever
and it's not even like he's using the rope. Like he's using upper head movement.
Yeah, my only issue is that stopping that fight at that point was just kind of weird to me. You know what I mean? I thought they could have stopped. I thought like if you're gonna wait for him to bounce off the ropes to kind of do it, it's like you could have done that the first or second time he bounced off the ropes, not the third, not the fucking fifth. You know what I mean? Just stopping at the point that he did basically just assured that Fury would get to round 10. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I had no major issues with it. I mean, look, for Oleksandr Usyk.
Yeah, Tyson Fury's privilege didn't work here.
Look, dude.
Tyson Fury privilege?
Fury privilege, dude. Yeah, Fury privilege. Look, dude. Oleksandr Usyk. I don't have too much to say about this. I mean, this is kind of like it was an incredible victory. He's an all-time great. He solidified himself as the greatest heavyweight of his generation. But he also does have to fight him again. So we'll see where that goes.
How is the rebuttal gonna go? How is he gonna be back? I mean,
I don't see like I saw some people who had like the opposite approach to what I'm thinking, and they're like, oh, you know, if Fury maybe he just does more evading, or maybe
I feel like Fury definitely does better. There's no like it's tighter. It's a harder fight for both guys.
I think for me. I think it could be even more lopsided, man, because it's like, dude, Fury is taking so much damage.
I mean, it could
in
be,
his
but
last few
but
fights.
I hate to be that guy. I think Usyk's good, dude. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I feel like Usyk at heavyweight. You can't deny this. He's had moments.
Oh yeah, I mean,
where like he's definitely taking. And then granted, it's heavyweight. It's gonna happen. But it's like, it's there. You know, it's there.
Usyk is extraordinary, but he's not immortal. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
no. That is one thing. And I like how
AJ
you put
Rock in
that.
the second fight. You know what I mean? Like Fury. I don't,
Daniel Dubois.
that was arguable. I thought that was a shot below the belt.
But even before that, he had some.
He
Like,
had
Daniel Dubois
moments,
slipped in some shots in there.
he had moments early, but yeah, like he hasn't looked like immortal, and if he stays fighting for too long, he will lose to one of these
100%.
guys.
You
But
know, I
think he beats Fury if the fight.
By the way, I like people are kind of talking about like what's next. You know what? By the way, the Fury Joshua fight now is more possible than ever, which I'm happy about actually.
yeah, it's also some people who are like, I'm never going to see Fury Joshua Ammo. Like exact opposite, buddy.
You know what? You know what I want, Josh?
What?
If Better Beef beats Bivol,
Oh Jesus Christ!
I want Better Beef at heavyweight versus Oleksandr Usyk for all the marbles in Saudi Arabia. God damn it! Why has no one talked about the possibility of this fight?
Because Better Beef would have to jump. I mean, 175. I mean, Usyk's not big. He's 230. He's 220. It's not. I guess I need to know what Better Beef walks around outside of camp to know.
Well, he has to be pretty big. Come on, that guy's huge, and the power that man carries.
Well, he's never even fought a cruiserweight, has he? He spent his entire career at 175.
Dude, but I feel like when he's older, he could definitely do it. If we start a conversation now, it's possible.
You think you and me could get this going?
Josh, I think if you get me, Turkey, Better Beef in a room, I think we can make it happen. 190? I saw 190.
Yeah, I saw somebody say 190, but there's no conversation.
But let's just assume though, with water dehydrated, what we know about weight cutting and all that.
190. Yeah.
Let's just say 190 is a good place. Dude, fuck yeah, he can do that. Come on. In a year? Easily.
I wouldn't hate it, but I think Usyk, if he beats
It
Fury,
is crazy if fantasy matchmaking, but dude, you can't tell me that's not a good fight.
If Usyk beats Fury again, you're gonna have to get creative with matchmaking anyway. You know what I mean? Because like here's the reality.
There's no one who's broken through. Except this German guy right now, but even then it's like, come on, guys.
Yeah. The thing about it is, man, it's just like guys seem to break through and then they'll just drop one out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like I think fucking Hrogovic, he's the guy right now. Everybody's like, oh yeah, man, Philip Hrogovic, he's gonna win the IBF title. He might fight Joshua. It's like, dude, I'm not gonna delude myself. That guy's not gonna be Joshua. He's not gonna be Usyk. He's not gonna be Fury. Like if he fight, he might that's just a reality. A lot of these middling heavyweights they're good enough to get into the top 10, but they're not good enough to beat the top level guys, and they'll lose to each other half the time. I don't think that guy beats Joseph Parker.
Well, that's the weird, right? That's the weird thing because some of these guys have stopped each other in a tryout. Like I forget who was it. Frank Sanchez who beat Efe Ajabe?
I believe so.
Can we look at BoxRec real quick on all that?
Yeah.
Are you logged into BoxRec? Because you know BoxRec.
I'm not logged.
God fucking damn it, Josh.
I'm just gonna go to Wiki.
Well, we know Frank Sanchez lost to.
He literally just lost. Yeah.
I can't remember if it was a German guy or our boy Arslan Blanc or however he says his name. Agi Kabia, which this guy has just fucking come in and fuck shit up.
He really has 25-0.
What was his last win?
He beat Arslan, who was another guy that was really hyped up.
He beat Arslan and Frank Sanchez back to back, both finishes. Yep. I mean, look, I think there's some genuine interest with him.
He beat Chisora years ago and just didn't do anything with that win.
Yeah.
They just booked Chisora against Joe Joyce, by the way, which is just
right.
God damn, dude, how old is Chisora? Like, what are we doing here? 40 years old, Jesus.
And did Efe Ajabe did he beat Efe Ajabe? Was that correct?
He did. He beat him in 2021.
Which I mean, I was high on Efe Ajabe. He ended up losing that one. I was heartbroken.
Christian Hammer,
Junior Fa.
He had some big wins, man. Yeah,
but it's like these guys will just cut you. But granted, Josh, we also got to be like, it's boxing. The guys are gonna lose each other. Fuck it. They're like, who gives a fuck about the O's and the.
Point being though, look, man, love to see Usyk pick up the win. I'm excited to see a Fury match. October is apparently the goal, Saudi Arabia. After that,
no matter where, it'll be good, and you never know what can happen.
God damn, I didn't realize Sergey Kovalev fought in the undercard for one, and B, he lost.
Yeah,
he lost to Robin Safar.
He lost bad too, right?
Yeah, tough.
By the way, in the world, and like, let's just we're gonna talk about hypothetical here. We'll talk about the fight whenever it comes around.
Yeah,
if Fury wins, and let's say there's no controversy, anything, it's just a clear win, knockout, or a really good decision on his part. What the fuck happens? Trilogy?
No, they're gonna book Fury against Joshua.
Oh wow! Finally.
I just look, man. I mean, I've just seen boxing too much to know that this is just the way it goes, right? You know what I mean? Like they could have a trilogy somewhere down the line, but when I think I was wrong last week, by the way. Usyk is 37, Fury's 35, so there's 2 years separating them. They're not the same age.
You know what's weird? At one point in time,
yeah.
I didn't think Joshua would ever touch Fury, or like Fury could lose to Joshua. That has changed.
I agree. It's just because of the way they're aging. I think if you put them at any point before 2023, I think Fury works. I think especially like think about the Fury that fought Deontay in the second
But
fight.
I think this AJ for these last 3 fights, like that AJ shows up.
He's
looking fucking good.
Whatever doubts he had after losing to Ruiz and then Usyk, within 2 years of each other, they're all gone.
Dude, by the way, Andy Ruiz just fucking disappeared on us.
Well, isn't he?
Does he have a fight schedule?
Yeah, he's gonna be fighting. Oh my god, dude. Oh yeah. Undercard of Crawford, Majidov. He's gonna be fighting our boy, Big Baby. Not Jared Anderson, the other one, the one that just got arrested for carjacking, and then they dropped the charge.
I saw that shit.
So yeah, money helps, man. Yeah, good for Andy Ruiz.
Wait, so it's not Big Baby Miller?
No, it's Big Baby Miller. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought not Jared Anderson. He's not fighting him. I guess actually I realized they both had car related.
Yeah, I was like,
what the fuck? But never mind. I forgot Jared Anderson had 2 car offenses this year as well. So
Jesus
what are you gonna do? Yeah, man. But he's gonna fight Big
Did
Baby.
they steal Xavier Worthy's car?
Yeah, I saw that shit. Xavier Worthy coming to Kansas City, got his car stolen. I'm like, shit, welcome to town, buddy. Like,
Yup, that's
Kansas City, man. Like we don't get the reputation of somewhere like St. Louis or Chicago, but like we're right up there, bro. Like,
we're not Ferguson, Missouri, but
we're not Ferguson, Missouri. I mean, a couple blocks are in Kansas City. I mean, you're getting yourself in the wrong fucking place. Anyways, man, I don't got too much else to say. Got anything else to say before we go ahead and move on?
It was a fun night. I mean, it was a historical moment, big for the Ukrainian people, free for the Ukrainian people too, I believe. So
yeah,
definitely nice to have a good escape from reality there.
Yeah. Happy New Year, So
what the fuck? What?
You didn't see that? Hold on. Did you see Tyson Fury's post-fight interview?
Oh, where he's talking about.
So, well, for one,
you said they gave him the win because of the war and shit.
Yeah, which for me makes the exact opposite.
Dude, he had a Joshua moment, didn't he?
Not
as bad as Joshua's.
Oleksandr Usyk has been through some shit in some post-fight interviews, bro. He had to sit there as Anthony Joshua had the meltdown
and dropped the belts over the fucking ring.
Yeah, he threw the belts out of the ring and then like got into it with his team, and then he had to watch Tyson Fury he only won the belt because his country's at war, so you guys are supporting somebody whose country is at war. You know what I mean? And then he ended it by saying Happy New Year, and it's May 23rd. So.
Sure.
Yeah, man. He probably should not have been fighting after that 9th round. What are you gonna do? Anyways, man, we should probably go ahead and move on. Because don't worry. The boxing match of the century was announced earlier this week. Frankly, coming out of nowhere. We thought it was gonna be Anderson Silva against Terry Crews. Apparently that turned out to be a joke.
Yeah, that shit was so weird.
I was like, 2024, man. I didn't even doubt it for a second. I'm like, yep, that sounds about right. Apparently, Terry Crews sitting out of that one. Apparently, it will be Anderson Silva versus Chael Sonnen III, the trilogy going down June 15th in Brazil. 5 rounds for a boxing match. Kind of weird, but I see what they're going for there.
I mean, Josh. Do you really think Chael can go more than 5?
Chael P. It doesn't matter if it's 1 round, 2 rounds, 5 rounds, 10 rounds. Chael P's son's going to be there every single second of the fight, stomping forward. And look, the reality is I'm not happy about this booking because I don't want to see Anderson lose again. Okay. To the bad guy from West Lynn, okay? The one with the biggest arms, the one with the best charms. The one's going to do a lot of harm, okay? Jokes aside, Chael's going to get fucked up.
Yeah.
He even admitted here, and I thought it was really surprising.
He's got like the Ben Askren mindset into it, right?
Kind of, although Chael was much better on the feet than...
Oh, 100%.
Chael dropped Anderson in their first fight, so,
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's one of those. But he even said, so he did an interview, or excuse me, on his podcast at DC. He said that Anderson offered for them to do MMA, and Chael chose boxing because he wants. This is going to be like kind of like a friendly fight. It'll go on the professional record. It's a pro fight, but he's friendly with Anderson. He wants this to just be a step in the process for him to fight Jorge Masvidal in October because him and Masvidal have got beef because Masvidal attacked Colby and Chael are
Jesus Christ.
So, dude, there's just something about old.
What if
MMA
Chael just
fighters.
gets viciously knocked out, which could happen?
That could very much. I mean, he could get Tito'd.
Do you think Anderson's gonna coast, or you think he's gonna fuck him up?
I think Anderson's probably going to coast.
What a nice guy, right?
I mean, it's not even. Here's the weird thing. It's called Anderson's like the Spider's Last Dance or some shit. There's some sort of cool tagline or whatever. God. But it's not going to be his last fight. This is just going to be his last fight in Brazil. So I guess he's going to have 2 more fights. He wants to fight in Japan as well.
Can you? Do you think he'll do like the Michael Jackson walkout?
That'd be fucking sick, dude. That'd be sick. They don't even, here's something that's kind of shitty though. They actually don't have a television broadcaster in the US for this fight yet. And we're coming up on it real quick. So,
well, we could always call back a former sponsor of the show known as, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to give him credit.
Triller TV? No, it's just because it's not Fight TV anymore.
Not anymore, no.
No, it's not. But anyways, yeah, I mean, interest level in this, man. Were you going to watch it? You excited?
Yeah, I'll check it out. I mean, I'm not necessarily like seeking it out.
I mean, it's not Tyson Fury or Oleksandr Usyk, but
it's not a Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, but
yeah. I like old guy fights. I like old guy, but here's the thing: I love old guy fights, but if they're both old guys,
who would you want to see Anderson fight? Who is not Joe? Phil.
Excuse me.
Phil Baroni.
Phil Baroni
for his freedom.
If Phil Baroni wins, he can walk free. No,
Lee Murray for his freedom.
Yeah. I think that's it. I think they got to book the rematch. Anderson against Lee Murray.
In a prison cell, right?
In a prison cell. You know how like they had boxing matches back in the day in like prisons?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to do it like that. Just
in the fucking courtyard.
Dude, Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, it's so funny, bro. Yeah, I don't know who I want to see Anderson fight after this. I mean, if he's going to fight 2 more times, Chael makes
you can't
so
think of
much
another
sense.
old guy that'd be fun.
You know who could be fun? And they never fought before in MMA. And I think obviously I know who would win this, but I mean,
oh wait, I already know who you said we go for it.
Vanderlei Silva.
Oh, never mind.
Who do you think I was gonna say?
They said GSP in Karate Combat.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
What about Luke Rockhold in Karate Combat?
He could fight. I think it. You know what's funny? I think it could actually end up being GSP. I could see it being GSP. GSP is a free agent right now.
In Karate Combat,
maybe not Karate Combat, but I could see him doing it in a boxing match.
Like I'd be down for Karate Combat though.
I'd be down for Karate Combat.
You're telling me Karate?
Oh wait! I got the perfect one. Roy Jones. If Roy Jones is still fighting, they talked about that fight happening for like 2 decades.
Dude,
now.
They could actually finally make it happen.
Yeah, they've been talking about doing it for 2 decades.
It'd be kind of be a somewhat even playfield, right? They're both older.
I mean, Roy is 52, 53. Anderson's 48.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
That's fair. Chael's the young guy. Chael's like only like 44. He's like he took a baby compared to some of these old dudes, you know. So
I fucking hate you.
Anyways, man. Yeah, I mean, dude, Chael's unretiring, by the way. The the least surprising thing of all time. Like Chael, from the moment he retired, he was like teasing.
I mean, it was depressing. He cried at that press conference, and then Brett Okamoto asked him about his dad.
Yeah, which I actually gotta say, people were like, "I can't believe what a dick move to ask." I'm like, that's actually like a good question. Like it got a good
reaction.
A good reaction. And that's such a memorable moment. That would not happen. And him talking about his dad if it didn't happen.
I tell him I tried.
It's like, fuck, Chael. See, that's how you know he's the bad guy, right? That's how you know Chael P. Sonnen is just because he gets you, right?
Who did he lose? I can't remember.
Lyoto fucked him up. Damn. He hit him with a flying knee like 3 or 4 times.
Jesus.
Yeah. Anytime Chael would shoot in, Lyoto was fucking timing him.
And then that press conference, so fucking impressive.
But now he's back. He's gonna do boxing.
It's not Anderson Silva's last dance. It's Chael P.
It's Chael. Well, no, this is just the beginning of the comeback for Chael P. Because he's gonna do this. He's gonna beat that fraud Masvidal. He's gonna fight. This is actually a true story. He was actually offered a fight on the undercard of, I think it was Jake Woodley 2. Do you want to guess the opponent? There's no way. This guy fought on the card. You're never gonna guess who it was.
Fuck. Can I see the card so that way I can try to deduce it?
Yes, you can.
This is actually gonna be a fun game.
So I knew about this at the time. I'm not sure how much they talked. I think even Chael talked about this like briefly, but it didn't really make.
It's gonna be so hard. I'm gonna give you 2 people. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
Go down a little bit.
Oh, okay.
It's either Jay Leon Love or Chris Avila.
It was Frank Gore.
I didn't think it was gonna be that because it was football versus basketball. That's the only reason I didn't think that.
Yeah. So then afterwards, they ended up putting Frank with Deron Williams.
which was just destructive.
Yep. So yeah, man, Chael P's he's been.
I went a little
boxing.
wild there. I did think Frank Gore or Deron Williams, but then I was like, never mind.
Yeah, but he's been teasing for something for minutes. I'm not surprised to get back. But regardless, we should probably go ahead and move on. Not a whole lot to say here. Still, we'll be previewing it in literally 4 weeks. This is like kind of a brief subject, but I feel like it's one we got to talk about because if it was UFC, I'd be totally talking about it. And look, man, the PFL, Don Davis, you can just tell. And Don Davis, he said on the MMA Hour, I think in like his last interview, he was like, I didn't even know about MMA before 2016. The UFC got bought out. And it's like through all of his moves, I'm like, yeah, no shit, because you don't really know anything about how a fighting organization works. Look, man, they went out there and they bought Bellator. And I thought that was a great move at the time. Bolster your roster, even if you're going to run Bellator as a separate entity. Makes a lot of sense.
It seemed like they were becoming a real competitor. Maybe they weren't going to be number one, right?
They got the Saudi money. They got the ESPN deal back together.
They built up a roster.
They got Bellator a deal on HBO. I mean, it was all good stuff. Basically, everything since I'd say the beginning of the year has been terrible. Is that a fair thing to say for PFL? It's been nothing but bad headlines.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even outside of their cage, Ngannou got knocked out brutally. I mean,
their fighters are unhappy with them.
The fighters are unhappy, and that's what we're going to be talking about right now. Because the PFL fighters, several big names, and these are just 4 that I could find off the top of my head. And there was even more who were saying stuff like they won't pay to recover from injuries. They won't pay for surgeries.
You pretty much just look at the big names from Bellator that haven't fought. I mean, that's how you know.
Yep. PFL fighters, Gegard Mousasi was one of them. Douglas Lima, Chris Cyborg, who's had many complaints, and then even her opponent, Larissa Pacheco, have come out and said they cannot get fights. Gegard Mousasi is actually going to sue the PFL.
I mean, I know for Gegard, they're not booking him because he's on his contract from Bellator, and I guess he gets paid very well.
Yeah.
And they don't want to pay him.
Same thing for Douglas. For Chris Cyborg, there's just been no communication. For Larissa Pacheco, there's just been no communication.
Which, I mean, I guess I get it but at the same time, it's like, damn, guys, like, you also did take this. I almost wonder if some of these guys aren't getting fights, if they can buy out their contract, or I don't know if they can wait it out, or are they trying, like, what's going on? Like, are they waiting long-term to get out of their, are they waiting for their, I guess what I'm trying to say is, are they waiting for their contracts to expire so they can become free agents and these guys can walk?
I believe that's, from my understanding, that's what they're trying to do, or they're waiting until it's, so for Saudi Arabia cards, they pay for that event, and they'll pay all those guys' salaries. From my understanding, they'll do the underwriting for that event. So that's why for PFL versus Bellator, you had like a huge stat card, and then the rest of the events have just been
weak,
smaller names, right? So they're probably just waiting for that, but guys are unhappy. Like Gegard was like, "No, I'm fucking suing him. Like this is ridiculous."
And Gegard's a guy who will fight often for you. He's older.
Gegard fought in fucking Bodog, dude. He's fought in more companies to count, and yesterday he was like, "Yep, they're by far the worst I've ever had to deal with. Nobody comes close." And it's like, fuck.
Dude, Bodog had its fights outside too.
Very underrated MMA company, bro.
I know, I've heard.
Very underrated.
But Fedor fought in Bodog, right?
Huh?
Fedor had a fight in Bodog.
Fedor fought Matt Lindland, I want to say.
Yeah.
In Bodog.
Chael had a fight in Bodog too, right?
Chael had multiple fights in Bodog. Yeah.
What's her boy's name? Who does the podcast with Big John?
Josh Thompson.
I believe he also fought there.
I believe so, yeah. Just kind of like redirected. Like, so many guys and gals have been like, yeah, they're not giving me fights. And it's like
the issue with the PFL is they got the potential to be great. They're just not being great.
You can tell that it's run by people who don't know shit about MMA. It's really that simple.
The thing is, I feel like you could bring in one person and it could get fixed pretty quick.
I agree with you.
It'd take a year, right? Because you can't just fucking throw away the tournament, throw away everything now. Yeah. You're in the middle of the season. It's kind of fucking over these people as well.
Yeah.
But let's say we go in, Josh, hypothetically, right? You're 2025.
You and me.
Fresh late.
PFL. Yeah.
For one, gone with the tournament format.
Or keep the tournament format but get rid of the points. You're overcomplicating it. There's no reason.
I mean, you could do it. You could just be one massive bracket. You're not wrong.
Yep.
And it would go over a year, which, I mean, it'd be a long thing, but hey, you could do it like that.
It really wouldn't be that.
Or you could do one weight division a year or whatever.
Just do what Bellator did.
Yeah, essentially. Definitely do that. On top of that is get these guys fights. I know you don't want to pay them, but get them their fights. Use them wisely, and then so that way you can fucking renegotiate.
Yeah.
Introduce bantamweight. Start signing free agents. Develop. promote.
Shut down your dumbass other leagues like the Middle East League and the
Those could work. Those could be like their equivalent of a Strikeforce Challengers. They're Dana White contenders.
Yeah, I guess you know what? I take that back. You're right.
I feel like you keep them around for that. And plus that they build up crowds.
So PFL Europe, from my understanding, PFL Europe is killing it.
Yeah,
but outside of that, it's like their Middle East show I watched. Like it's like,
I mean, it's smaller.
Yeah, I mean they're just starting, and I get it, but that's even like a minor thing. They could keep that around, but it's just a matter of.
But
like
even then, they could combine
overhauling
all those leagues together and call it the PFL Challenger Series, opposed to the PFL, Europe Series. Or
yeah, it's just the PFL isn't just it's just they're in a weird spot and they're doing it to themselves.
The thing is, they have they have the potential to do good stuff because they've also given some of they've actually built up fighters in their promotion.
Yeah,
guys that didn't have a lot of fights, even like Bellator has also done that very successfully.
Yes,
brought guys up with 0 amateur fights,
dude.
0-0 records, and they've done it well.
Dude, this shit just makes me realize, like, you don't realize what you have until it's gone, and goddamn do I miss Scott Coker. If you would have asked me, like, but even beforehand, I would have been like, yeah, I prefer if Bellator bought out PFL, because I know Scott Coker's better at his job than Don Davis is. But holy shit.
If they could have made
you
Scott
never
Coker
heard about any
their
of this.
Dana White, that would have been perfect.
Yeah. Like, dude, like, you never heard, but, like, here's the problem. They're shooting themselves in the foot with easy shit. Communication. That's all. Gegard Douglas, Chris Cyborg,
it's like they're already taking a loss, commit to the loss to get to the win, just like the UFC did.
Yeah, dude, just commit. What's the fucking point in buying a Bellator if you're not going to book Bellator's biggest fucking stars?
Now, granted, that's easier to say, right? Because they're the ones losing money. But it's like, dude, you're already burning money as it is.
And BFL has been burning money from the second they opened their fucking doors. From the second they existed, they've lost money. Same thing for one championship, same thing for every single one of these places. But the difference is that, like, Bellator was willing to commit to the loss. They're like, hey, we're trying to build towards something.
Mm-hmm.
One championship does the same shit. Adriano Moraes can't get a fight, but I mean, they're one championship at SHOT Show, the bottom of the barrel. I'm not surprised to hear about that sort of stuff. That's not even a joke. That's just how I feel about them. Like,
I still can't wait till you do your one championship tell-all.
Yeah, I got stories, and apparently I won't be having to wait much longer with the way they're going.
Damn,
but I
John,
mean,
you were going hard right now.
It just is what it is.
Do you think Chaudhry could sue us for this? Right,
we're being so vague. There's nothing he could try, but he'd
probably try.
He'd probably try. But anyways, yeah. I mean, look, man. Bellator and PFL, man.
He probably chanted just to a fight.
How old is Chaudhry? Like 55.
He's a black belt in multiple things, though.
Well, that's what he says. Says a lot of things. I'm not sure if you know about this. One championship. They're the most watched program of all time, Angel. I'm not sure if you heard about this. The Asia numbers are just that big.
I feel like they could be, though. I feel like they could be pretty high.
Is that why their fucking arenas never sell out, even when they're in Asia?
No comment.
Dude, did you see, before we move on, because we're going to recap Bellator in a hot minute, but did you see Dana was on a podcast and he was like, hey, Power Slap, the social media numbers, they're bigger than every other sport combined. Can you believe that?
I feel like maybe impressed, but even then, that's insane.
Dude, it was like a Chaudhry level lie. I'm like, dude, these guys are just like, he copied
Careful,
his
Josh,
shit.
he might get you on defamation.
No, he copied his shit word for word, bar for bar. Okay, he's like, yeah, man, it's the biggest sport of all time. I'm like, how does nobody ever say anything? Like, not even trying to be mean here. But
I will say, Josh, I did see a sick power slap edit that I need to show you afterwards.
That's a brand new sentence, by the way. That's the first time. That's the first time anybody's ever said that sentence.
It was good. It was really good. When you see it, you'll be like, you know something?
I'll be like, you know what?
That shit went crazy.
That pizza delivery driver really does have a hell of a right hand, Like,
you're like, God damn it, dude! Nintendo 64 and Afterbirth just killed him that power slap match.
Dude,
it took him 2 extra slaps this time.
Dude, I fucking loved. I will say this. I did watch some of. That's a lie. I saw clips on Twitter. I saw a clip of like the first season of like Power Slap where
dude, it's on fucking Rumble. Like,
yeah, they're like introducing the guys and shit, and it's like, and this is Jeremy. Jeremy works at Subway, and he has been training for this opportunity. It's like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, what do you like? How is this on television? Why are you pretending these guys are athletes?
You ever see when the UFC fighters talk about these guys and they roast them? Because they train these guys.
They train at the Apex. Yeah, it's like, what fucking training is there to do to just slap somebody?
Like in the fucking cage, you have Alex Bahia, going hard, going around, grappling with Glover,
and then over here we have Steve. Steve is an accountant who left his
We got
job.
Bean Burrito over here. Just against the fucking heavy bag.
It's like, what the fuck? How do they not feel like embarrassed? I just don't. Oh my god! And you know what's funny is like
Dude, Poetan would be a killer in power slam.
we've talked about this before too, by the way. But like these guys are only getting paid like $1,000. They're getting paid like $1,000.
We had a show in California, right? So we saw the payouts, right?
Do they have a show in California?
That could be incorrect,
But I know for a fact that it came out. It was $2,000. It's $2,000 like the max.
it's pretty low.
Yeah, but
Granted, though, dude, like
to be fair, I don't want those guys to be paid money.
do they have a slap of the night bonus or some shit?
It's actually blockchain. It's actually a crypto bonus.
Is it actually?
No, fuck
Really, I was about to say.
No, it's actually Dogecoin bonuses. They sponsored with Power Slap. They're gonna get one full Dogecoin, which is fucking 2 cents. Anyways, that's about all we got. We're gonna go move on to Bellator. Bellator Champion Series 2 went down over the weekend. It was a card. It happened. There were actually some good highlights from this one. Once again in France. The main event, Patchy Mix defeating Magomedov by split decision. Very controversial. I thought he picked up the win. I thought it was fine. But I would not have had any issue if Magomed would have came out with the win. The big highlight, though, was Cedric Doumbé again. Coming back here, he needed this one against Jaleel Willis. In the end, he basically just beat the shit out of him for 3 minutes until he said uncle. Yeah, man, Doumbé, his takedown defense looked great. He was sprawling out there. He was landing everything at will. What'd you see of this card? What do you make of some of these fights?
I saw Doumbé's highlight. I saw the controversy on Twitter. By the way, like I said to Josh the pre-show, first time for me that I could remember where Bellator ex-PFL now had a fight that people were crying robbery for.
Yeah.
Can you remember one or another one?
Well, here's the issue: is most people haven't given a fuck about Bellator and PFL.
That's why I'm bringing it up.
No, I can't think of the last one. That was this. There was a really bad robbery that I can't think of. Was it it's funny. It's actually going back years now. I think it's Gleason T-Bow, Roy McDonald, 2022. That was the last time.
That was in PFL though. It's not Bellator.
Yeah, not in Bellator, but give me a point. Yeah, I agree with you. There's a lot.
My boy I think Clay Collar versus. Was it Hausch Manfia?
Yes, that was a controversial one. Yeah.
At least to me it was.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, man, Patchy Mix, it was a controversial win. I know I didn't have too many issues with it. The real highlight was Doumbé, though, man. Going face to face with Anthony Pettis afterwards. What do you make about that as a potential fight for him next?
Respect, because that is a hard fight.
Yeah. Yeah, and Anthony Pettis
for like what a 7-1 fighter.
It's less than that. I think he's 6-1.
Jesus.
Like he's really.
I mean, Pettis is an all-time great.
Yeah, you're right. Never mind. 6-1. 6-1 as a fighter. You know, still very raw.
By the way, all fights professionally in France, pretty much, except the one in Dubai.
Yep. And apparently, Pettis said, well, it's funny. We actually that connects to our previous topic. So Pettis said he wants to fight Doumbé in France. And it's like, oh fuck, dude. That
Respect,
dude. That would be
Doumbé main event.
That would be insane. But here's the issue. So they want Cedric Doumbé to fight on their next PFL Saudi Arabia pay-per-view card. They want to do him against Pettis. And that card is going to be main evented by Ngannou, Henry Ferreira, and co-main event Pacheco.
Once again, we said, it's because they're going to pay them what they want.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the issue. Because Cyborg and Pacheco are like, hey, nobody's talked to us about this fight. And Ngannou just had his son pass away. I'm like, dude, they're probably not going to do that fucking card. But the only good thing that means they're probably going to get Pettis versus Doumbé in France. So fuck it, you know? Like, hey man, if it works out that way, I would love to see it, dude. And
dude, it's crazy. All of the promotions that are not the UFC have had a lot go wrong because we talked about it off air. Yeah. One is having issues with their show in America. Stamp Fairtech's out. I think there's some other fights that fell through. It's going south there. Stamp is gonna be out like for a year.
Yeah.
And then this, and obviously the Ngannou stuff, unpredictable. The lack of communication between fighters. I mean, there's a lot going wrong for these other promotions.
Yeah. It's like the UFC isn't even like the UFC right now. Like
they're coasting.
Yeah, I mean, like,
and they're about to have their biggest. This is going to be by the way, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go.
And obviously, because Conor is coming up this month. No other month this year, as for the UFC would be as great as this month.
Yeah,
and it won't even be fucking close because we have Islam Makhachev, Dustin Poirier opening up the month. In the middle of the month, we also have Robert Whittaker versus Khamzat Chimaev in the middle fucking East, and to end the month. we have the return of the notorious Conor
McGregor.
McGregor
Yeah.
against
it-
Michael
Yeah.
Iron
Michael
Chandler.
Yeah. Doesn't get bigger. And like the UFC, like I've been watching the sport for over a decade now. And it's one of those things too. It's like some of
Let
these
him know,
newer
King.
some of these newer fans may not know, but like I've seen what it's like when the UFC was trying to bust their ass, when they were trying to get more notoriety and trying to do this and that. They're coasting. They're coasting as hard as I've ever seen them.
Dude.
And that's you know,
Dude,
it is what it is.
We've mentioned this, but we could even highlight our own card, dude. Demetrius Johnson, sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Versus Wilson Hayes in Kansas City. Look at the quality of that card.
Yeah, that was just a fight night, you know.
A Fox card.
Yeah.
Back in 2017?
2017, yeah.
I mean, just to give people an idea.
Yeah, and now it's like you look up these cards and it's like we just talked about it. Fucking Lerone Murphy and Edson Barboza and that card was it just happened.
And the thing is,
it just happened.
And the
like
thing
nobody
is,
gave a fuck.
You could have combined some of those fights and some of the fights here and had like a really good card somewhere in, you know, wherever, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Kansas City again, you know.
Dude, there's a whole
California
world out there, and it's like they're just choosing to put.
I mean, and California just gets cucked. They don't get UFC cards.
No.
Because, you know, they don't want to show how much they pay.
But yeah, I mean, it sucks. But that's the thing, man. The UFC's coasting right now, and Bellator and PFL and at one point looked like they had momentum. That's gone now. That's all.
Dude,
gone.
they are deleting themselves.
Yeah, it's and maybe they'll come back. Like for example, I think
and we hyped PFL and Bellator and they made the deal.
We did. We hyped them up because I was like, damn, like this actually gives them a roster that can, if they wanted to, they could compete. Just from a roster standpoint, from a money standpoint. Look, you're not going to get all the free agents you want. That's just not going to happen. But you have a building place. It doesn't happen overnight.
You have ESPN for one too.
And it's like, dude, you can't even get the fighters who in your organization on your own side because you guys are just so, I don't even know what to say. Like they're so up their own ass, I guess. I don't know. Like it's weird.
You know,
I like a lot, for the record, I like the PFL guys.
I almost love an alternate reality where Dana gets fired from the UFC and we have Dana try to fix the PFL. That'd be such a fun game.
That would be a fun game. But I also think a lot of people who are like, you know, Dana, he's just the best promoter of all time. There was a point in time where Dana White was the best promoter on the planet. But, like, dude, he couldn't remember Islam Makhachev's name last time he was promoting his last fight. And that's Islam Makhachev, dude. Like, he really phones
one of the biggest stars on your roster.
Exactly. He's phoning it in as hard as he ever has. And that's fine.
Granted, he has a roster of...
exactly. But at the same time, it's like...
There's over 1,000 fighters in the UFC at this point.
Like, you got to know the
How big is the UFC roster? Do we know?
I can't remember the exact number.
It has to be near 1,000, right?
Yeah, it's near 1,000. The number according to Google, 600 fighters across 11 divisions.
Which, I mean, that number is going up without a doubt.
Yep.
Let's just say near 700. You know?
Yeah, near 700 fighters. But the point being, Dana doesn't even remember fucking some of his champions' names half the time. And it's like his idea of promoting is shitting on half his fighters. So it's like, there's definitely a point where Dana White was the best promoter on the planet, but it feels like he's kind of let that go by. He's just so in his feelings all the time. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that. I mean, it's fine to be in your feelings, but he's also the kind of guy that's like, fuck your feelings. I'm a fucking... It's like, bro, you rule by your feelings. It's just kind of weird. But anyways, man. Speaking of June, you just brought it up, man. Just going to go ahead and move on to some UFC stuff. UFC 303, June 29th. Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler. Possibly Ian Gary, Colby Covington, question mark in the co-main event. Still waiting to see.
It's so short, though. There's no way, right?
I don't know. It really depends. I mean, they've been...
What was the last time we had like a fight that was that big, right?
Yeah.
Mentioned this late.
I don't know, but it's not like...
I guess
they're only working...
Bahia and...
Jamal, yeah.
Was pretty late.
Yeah.
It was like a month out, though.
Yeah, I mean, we're just over a month out now. A month and a week, 5 weeks. So.
Like we would need it. We would.
But at the same time,
we would have to know after the next pay-per-view.
But at the same time, it's not like it's coming out entirely out of nowhere. They've been talking about that fight for 2 months now. It's just that Colby hasn't wanted to sign it. So Colby not fighting a contender? Are you? But that's besides the point. UFC 303.
It's weird because didn't MVP say they offer Gary?
Yeah, and MVP said, I think they both said they accepted that fight, but I think right now they're just trying to make the Colby fight, and then if that one can't get made, they're gonna slide in MVP.
They're just in England, in London.
Yeah, that'd be sick. But anyway, so point being, the current.
To be honest, that's probably the better fight.
I agree with you. But the current co-main, not for trash talk though, which is what they'll care about, you know. The current co-main event as of now, or I guess it was Jamal Hill against Khalil Roundtree. It's now Jamal Hill against, TBD, because Khalil Roundtree testing positive, failed the drug test, drug-free sport. This is kind of the first.
Actually, I thought he called and said that he took his supplement company that he works with had called him and told him that something was tainted, and just gave him the heads up. And then he personally contacted whoever does drug-free sport and told him, "Hey, I took a supplement. It was tainted." Just gonna tell you guys now.
You know what? Well, if that's what actually happened, then even better, yeah, he self-reported. So he self-reported.
Which, by the way, that's so bad.
Well, so here's why drug-free sport is already better than USADA. I can only think of one time when somebody self-reported using a drug, and it was Lyoto Machida. He said that he was using a diuretic that was prescribed to him by a doctor. And even on the USADA Brazil page, it wasn't listed as a banned supplement. But I guess he was like, hey, so I've read some misleading stuff. I'm just letting you know that I did use this. It was prescribed to me. And what they did, they banned his ass for 2.5 years. Khalil Roundtree, self-reported, 2 months. 2 months.
Josh was like, we're back.
Let's fucking go. We're back. Let's fucking go, dude. Fuck you, son. Get the fuck out of here. Drug-free sport, we're been. You
were shitting on drug-free sport though too at the start of the year.
I was, because I shit on them from the standpoint is I don't think they're good at their jobs, because it is kind of a throwaway drug company that, they test NFL guys, and let's be honest here, some of those NFL guys are, peeled out of their fucking tree, bro. Some of them are huge, but from a standpoint of being fair, I'll give them credit. That's a great thing to do. They ruined USADA just never got credit for ruining guys' careers. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, dude.
Which they did.
Johnny Hendricks.
No, not like that. Not like that. Like Tom Lawler, popping for a fucking picogram. And
Johnny Hendricks, Vitor Belfort.
You're right.
The real careers they ruined.
Yeah, man. Fuck you, Sada. Drug-free sport, though, you're all right with me. If you're gonna give relax the doping, and you're gonna give these guys shorter suspensions, we're so back. Although people don't like that take. People don't like the take about me thinking guys are on steroids, bro.
No, they don't.
Yeah, if you guys missed it, one of our clips got a couple 10,000, 15,000 views, and it was just full of people shitting on me. It's like,
yeah, Josh, why don't you look like them?
They're like, just because you don't look like them doesn't mean they're on steroids. It's like, brother, I don't know what to tell you. That's not why I think they're on steroids.
Also, it's not Josh's career to look like that either.
Yeah, my career is not to look like that. It's just like I don't know. It's like, do you guys fucking think Santa's real too? Do you think fucking if you think LeBron isn't on steroids?
Oh man,
I'm going right back in. Fuck the comments. I'm going right back in. If you think LeBron James is not on steroids, I have a bridge to sell you.
Do you think CM Bear's natty?
No, probably not. Because I don't look that good. You kidding me?
That's CM Bear.
Anyways, man. Yeah, shout out Khalil Roundtree. He'll be back. It is kind of funny though. They gave him the suspension just enough to miss out on fighting Jamal Hill. He'd be ready to go 1 week later.
Dude, could you imagine if they did the Brock? Was it Brock who buffed it? They made it the timeline work out.
No, I think it was John Jones before he fought DC the second time, I want to say. He got suspended for the UFC 200 thing, and they're like, here's a 17-month and 3-week suspension. So it's so you can fight DC on July 14th. Your suspension ends July 11th or some shit. It was wait a minute, never mind. I messed that up. It was after the DC fight. He was gonna fight Gus, and then he had the picograms, and they're like, actually, it doesn't matter, Gus. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's picograms. Don't look over there. We might have suspended Tom Lawler for 4 years for the same thing, but it's okay. Don't worry about that. pieces of shit, dude. I swear to God, just garbage people. But anyways, speaking of some fights that are happening.
Well, actually, before you go, do
ahead.
you think they'll actually find a replacement for Jamal Hill? Yes or no? We talked about who we think.
Yes,
might be.
I'm
But
sure.
do you think they'll actually find a replacement?
I'm sure they will, considering how bad the card is too outside of him. Yeah. And with Ian Gary still a question mark, I think they're going to get some.
Do you think they might get an 85er come up to 205?
I think it's more likely they get a lower ranked 205er. I don't even know who he would fight. I mean,
we threw out Olberg. That was the one we said.
Carlos Olberg, I think, is the most logical choice, but sometimes logic doesn't work when you're 5 weeks out.
Also, he is overseas. Probably he's probably back in Australia.
I could see them getting maybe a guy like Vulcan, maybe a guy like Bogdan if he wants to make a quick turnaround. He's already in.
That's hard, man.
Who knows? Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe Anthony Smith. Who knows? I mean, it really just. I could see them getting Anthony.
They could probably convince Anthony Smith, and plus that fight was supposed to happen.
Yeah, I think they could get Anthony Smith. And dude, if Anthony Smith wins that one, holy shit,
He says he's being smarter now, though. I think granted though, if the money's good,
dude, if
he'll do it.
And also that is the smart thing to do, to take a guy who's the number one ranked guy. You know what I mean? And who's preparing for somebody completely different than your style. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And you just fought.
But at one point in time, the thing is, they've trained together. They're cool. It's weird. It'd be weird.
It'd be weird. But I think we should go and move on, man, because we do have some fights that were made official. UFC 304, Leon Edwards, Bilal Muhammad.
By the way, didn't Dana announce this as like 3 in the fucking morning?
Correct.
Or 2 in the morning?
Correct.
Like, randomly. I guess Dana was waiting for those Englishmen to wake up.
I guess so, man. Which is funny because he's not doing that for the actual card. He's having it at fucking 4 a.m. there. Well, we're
blessed. Highly favored.
Blessed. Highly favored. Hey, man.
By the way,
why weren't you guys just born in America?
By the way, did you see that video of Ryan with the fucking orangutan eating grapes?
You know what's funny? Is I saw that same day that video came out about Ryan with the orangutan. His dad finally did an interview. He was like, Ryan's going through a mental health thing right now, and we're all just trying to support. I'm like, dude, yeah, like, no shit. The orangutan really was. If the orangutan wasn't so chill, he could have fucked up everybody's day. You know what I mean?
Right. Shout out to the orangutan.
It's like with that one.
But they had him eating grapes. They had him behave.
They had him behave. He was big chilling, but dude, you can't contain those things. You can't chill those things out all the time. You know what I mean?
But you know what?
Motherfuckers think they know about animals, but the animal
Josh,
just wants to fuck up your day.
But Josh,
it could.
He was blessed. Highly favored.
He was blessed. Highly favored. Do you think Ryan Garcia could beat up a chimp?
No man alive could beat a chimp up, dude.
But I mean, I guess if it was like a baby chimp, do you think he could do it? Dude, if there's 2 Ryan Garcias facing off against, okay, so they're not like a Planet of the Apes chimp. They're like,
I know,
they're like just a normal like. Probably like a year-old chimp.
Dude, I think a year-old chimp is still ripping your dick off.
But it's 2 Ryan Garcias. You think 2 Ryan Garcias could get it done? 3? How high did 4 Ryan Garcias?
Maybe, dude, it might take 5.
It might take 5, but they're also unarmed. So let's say if they have weapons. Do you think?
Oh, yeah.
You think 2 with weapons? But like melee weapons, not guns.
It'd be hard, but I think they could.
I agree too. I agree with you. Yeah.
I think people don't give, like, I was one of those people, but dude. Chips
no.
Chips will fuck you up.
Most animals can fuck you up. I think the only one I've disagreed on, I say that I can take on 1 wolf. I think if I'm out in the woods with 1 wolf, and wolves fight in packs, they're not used to fighting 1-on-1. It's me and that wolf. I'm leaving that woods alive. I'm leaving alive. That's what I'm doing.
Jesus, Josh.
All right, enough about animal combat. Leon Edwards, who is a dog, going to be fighting Bilal Muhammad. Tom Aspinall,
for the second time.
Yeah, the first fight ended by an eye poke, second round, March 2021. Tom Aspinall, Curtis Blades fought in July of 2022.
Isn't that crazy? 2 rematches where freak shit happened.
How do you think about the freak shit element of it,
dude? Isn't that wild?
Yeah,
never ever before. We'll just claim it. I'm sure it's never happened before.
Yeah. But anyways, man, look, this was the right fight to make. People are gonna hate it, but fucking good for Bilal Muhammad. I mean, even if you guys think he's boring, he's on like an 11 fight unbeaten streak, 12 fights. Like that's absurd.
You know what's sad though? If this does still have like the John Fitch ending,
where he loses,
yeah,
I think that's what's gonna happen.
Damn, Josh, you just dropped your pick like that, you asshole.
I mean, it's not exactly.
You can have a POS for that.
It's not a secret that on the show I'm kind of like a Leon nut hugger at times. So I mean,
you're not as bad as Luke Thomas when it comes to Ilya Taporia.
That's right. I've only seen Leon versus Colby 2 times. I have 47 more to go. Anyways, yeah, but look, it's not exactly a whole surprise. Tom Aspinall, Curtis Blades too. I think it's actually super interesting. I'm surprised so many people are counting out Curtis.
Dude, they counted him out against Jalton, and I'm like, guys, if it's gonna be one, it's gonna be this one.
People just always count him out, though. You know,
I did too, but granted, every time I did, I called it for the most part. I think I don't know if I ever called it wrong.
Yeah,
but
you called Derek over him. That was a good pick,
dude. Guy woke up in the fucking ambulance.
Yeah, he looked good for that round and a half, though. God damn it, he looked so good.
And then just
that's the way.
And
it
then
goes.
dropped over.
Yeah, damn. Anyways, though, Tom Aspinall, man, happy to see him getting a fight. If John Jones, you know, I don't know I'm not gonna say anything mean, but
no joke, Josh. I think there's a reality
minute.
where Alex Pereira fights Tom Aspinall before Tom Aspinall fights John.
Yeah, well, John Jones, we might as well just lump in the other topic with this. John Jones earlier this week came out and said that he's gonna fight Stipe Miocic, UFC 309, Madison Square Garden in New York. So literally
right there,
6 months from now, a year and it's almost 2 years after he won the belt, because he won it in, I think, March 2nd, 2023. Almost 2 years after he won the belt. He's finally going to be defending it against Stipe, who will be 42, 43 years old.
Now, John did get hurt, guys.
John did get hurt.
We got to play devil's advocate.
We have to be fair and play devil's advocate. Sure, they stripped Yuri and Jamal for other injuries.
And you know, Stipe's been fighting forest fires, guys. You know,
Stipe's been busy.
You
know, he hasn't won a fight in 4 fucking years. But I mean, dude, this is literally, I can't.
It's okay, Josh. Don't ramble.
I'm not gonna ramble too much, but look, man.
But hey, called it MSG though.
Yeah,
I think I called that.
Yeah, gonna be doing down in MSG. It's not been official, but that's basically what everybody, John,
and
Stipe,
that timeline wise and kind of what we know with the sphere dates and the current.
But he also confirmed in a Twitter exchange with a fan who talks shit to him that he's planning to retire after fighting Stipe, which comes to the surprise of fucking nobody.
Right?
If he can't fight Alex, he's probably gonna retire. Yeah, I mean, what do you think about the fight going down in November? What do you think about it being Jones' farewell, double retirement? One would assume.
I mean, we all knew, bro. We knew this shit, bro. No one needs to act surprised here.
I'll give credit to Stipe. Stipe said if he beats John, he's gonna fight Tom because he wants to unify the titles. So
respect.
Respect, yeah, dude. Like Stipe.
We might have to root for Stipe after that one.
No, I'm already rooting for Stipe.
For the first time in your 10-year MMA fandom career.
I loved Stipe until he lost the belt the first time. And he was like, it's because of this and that, and why am I not getting a rematch, and this and that, and then after he lost the belt the second time, why am I not getting a rematch?
You know my favorite Stipe fight?
Ngannou too.
I mean, that one's up there.
Yeah,
actually, that might be my favorite. Can you guess my second favorite then?
Overeem?
Stefan Struve versus Steve.
Wow, that's a deep cut. Yeah. Well, that only happened because of an eye poke, you know? It's like every single time Islam Makhachev.
What was happening before that?
It's like every single time Islam puts up a bad performance, it's like, oh, fucking, the wind was fucking too bad out there.
Dude, but Pantoja beat.
Can you believe that, Alexander?
God. Pantoja. Oh man, let's bring it back in.
Yeah, we'll bring it back in just to close out, man. I mean, good for Tom getting a fight. Good for John Jones and Stipe, I guess. I mean, I'm gonna watch the fight. Like, it's a genuinely good fight. It just shouldn't be happening.
They're definitely gonna stack the card, right? They got to.
They got to. It's MSG. They always do.
It's John.
Yeah. The issue is it's not even a bad fight. It's just a fight that doesn't need to be happening right now. Come on, man. But whatever. We'll see what happens with those two fights. Last piece of thing. Last thing of the day. Misfits X Series 15 going down this Saturday, I believe. Yeah, probably. Yeah, Saturday night, Houston, Texas, NRG Arena. Elle Brook, Paige Van Zandt. Paige Van Zandt. I'm not sure what much of a market there is for Paige at this point in her career. I mean,
it's probably it's okay. I'm sure it's not what it used to be at one point in time, but I'm sure it's all right. You know, people should definitely get some people there.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about, man. She was she was everywhere for a minute, man. I mean, but that's the way it goes. could have had it all. No, it's just rolling in the just Anyways, Paige Van Zandt though, I'm not really sure what the market is. Look, man, hasn't competed since a loss to Rachel Ostovich nearly 3 years ago in the BKFC ring, which hasn't won a fight period. Actually, since also over Rachel Ostovich in 2019.
Damn.
So, yeah, taking on Elbrook 2-0, 2 knockouts. I'd say by far one of the best women in the Misfit scene.
Yeah, probably the best.
Yeah, I guess
it's her, Julie Polka.
Oh, I mean, outside of Julie Polka and Barbie, but they're much bigger than her. So it's like, what are you gonna do?
Hey, but for being 5'5", that girl has heart, and she's fun. She's fun to watch.
There's no way she's 5'5". I don't know why it says 5'5" on her wiki, because Paige Van Zandt towers over her.
She's short. Yeah, you're not wrong.
She's more like 5 feet.
I imagine she's like 5'3".
Maybe.
She's small.
Point being, though, Paige Van Zandt is a much bigger woman coming into this contest. She has the UFC experience.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, on paper, she should win, but I don't think she will.
Yep.
She's just so underwhelming.
Yeah. I mean, she lost to Ostovich in a striking match.
Yeah. I mean,
Ostovich by trade is a grappler.
Yeah. I mean, that was
Ostovich scrappy on the feet, but not like a clean standout.
No, and also, Paige had the experience of having fought in BKFC, and everybody says it's such a huge difference when you do it the first time, and she still lost.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
And then she's fighting Elle, who has a few boxing matches under her belt.
Yeah,
it's kind of gone through a few camps.
Yeah,
she has what's her name? Blonde bomber in her corner.
Ebony Bridges
backing her.
So it's gonna be tough.
Pretty Boy Taylor too now.
I guess you're right. Yeah, it's gonna be tough for Paige Van Zandt to win, man. I don't think she will. If she does, good for her. I mean, I have no beef with Paige whatsoever.
Dude, I think the most shocking result would be if Paige got knocked out.
I agree with you. I could see.
I think it'd actually be devastating.
I could see Elle winning a decision. I'd be surprised if she knocked her out though.
How many rounds, by the way?
Paige has never even been knocked out. It's gonna be 5 rounds. Paige has never lost by knockout to my knowledge.
No. That's what I mean. She's durable. She's a tough cookie, man. Like
she is. Yeah, she got the dog in her. That Rose fight.
That's what I'm saying. Brutal. If she got knocked, like if Elle knocked her out, that'd be like, fuck.
I mean, hey, man. Well, actually, never mind. I was gonna say nobody flatlined Woodley until Jake Paul, but that's not true. Nate Marquardt put the fucking.
That was upper weight class though, right?
Breaks off. Yeah, actually, I don't think so. I think Nate went down to 175.
But it was a young Woodley though.
Yeah,
young.
He also got stopped by somebody else who I can't remember right now. But was it? No, it wasn't Rory McDonald. We get my point though.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Anyways, co-main event: Le'Veon Bell, Tristan Ham. Tristan Ham has a lot of power. Le'Veon Bell, obviously former NFL running back. Still kind of funny that he's in this whole thing.
I mean, it's random, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. Outside of Elle and Paige, I really don't give a fuck about anybody else.
That's the way I feel too. I care about the co-main event. I really don't care. Killer B, what is it? B?
Dude, this one was random to me.
Yeah, but you know what though? They're kind of going for the BKFC.
Like getting some actual
getting attractive women who don't really aren't UFC, Bellator, PFL caliber, and just kind of putting them on your card and hoping that kind of helps you, which that genuinely worked as a strategy for BKFC. So yeah, I mean, I don't really give much of a fuck outside of a couple of those names, but I'll watch it.
They got Saturday. By the way, they got a little cracker on here. You ever see him on YouTube?
No.
He was the Asian kid who would go out in the streets and be like, "Yo, let's box." But the kid actually like boxes. He's like a Golden Glove champ.
Oh, that's kind of fucked up.
I mean, he's not going out there to kill these guys either.
I know.
But what do? You be there. You kind of let it go, and then you gotta turn it up.
You think he can beat Yuddy Gang TV?
Probably. I don't know anything about Yuddy Gang TV.
I don't either.
Can you scroll down if there's anybody else relevant that I can think? I think Fangs is fighting on this card.
Yeah, Fangs.
Can you scroll down? I can't see it from here.
Okay, yeah. Fangs and versus Alicia
Yeah, Josh,
Megan.
what the fuck? I can't see.
And then Elena Vampira.
Yeah, I don't know the fuck these people are.
I think I've seen a Vampira fight. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't
Probably
give a
not.
Fuck. Anyway, so
close it out for us, Josh. God damn.
Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm at Josh Evanoff on Twitter. He's at Angel Ortega _01 at Courtside Sound for all things relating to the show. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Peace and butt grease. No mouse click once again.